Hey everybody, welcome to a classic tension-filled episode of Detour Ahead. Get out the eraser for the whiteboard. We gotta get that whiteboard.
I don't think that was worth a whiteboard reset.
Days since last fight.
That wasn't a
Whiteboard.
fight. I
I
stayed
feel like
mild
we're
mannered the entire time.
okay, but I feel like it was like one of those fights where why am I still holding this lighter that I've burned my nose hairs with? One one of those things where it's like you're kind of I could feel the tension in the air as we had that conversation,
Because you,
and
of
you were
all
trying to
people, are
railroad us
talking
out
to
of it.
me about financials.
I'm just making sure because we're trying to figure out technology situations
The
with
technology
this
is
fucking
fine.
show.
I just can't overload OBS by getting too. Okay, so on OBS, you have the big green bar, the yellow bar, and the red bar. You should not be in the red bar ever, correct?
I believe that is how it works.
If I get too loud, I hit the red bar and then OBS decides to crash. So if you turn everything down at an equal rate, it's fine and we're all good.
You're just like playing with your volume slider during the show as you're talking.
No, I did it before the show.
What do you mean? Because now your normal talking is going to be too quiet if you're volume gauging for potential yelling.
No, I volume gauge and I turn both of us slightly down so that we both even out in the yellow, so it's perfectly fine.
Okay.
Don't I know how to do this?
I I've seen some finished products that have made me doubt, so
I
I've
mean, I
gotta
could
marry.
always just pass the whole editing thing to you.
Well,
You
that's
can
not
record
possible.
OBS, you can do this, you can
We'll have to
edit.
go back to audio only
We're not
if
doing
that
audio
happens.
only. I'm not regressing this podcast.
Well then, fucking shape up.
It is shaped up. It's fine. We haven't had a fuck up since we came back this year.
Okay, okay.
You're just mad because I dropped something and it froze my Discord for a little bit. That's it. That's all you're frustrated about.
Well, that's just what started the conversation. I'm hyper aware. I was always hyper aware of your computer situation, but I kind of left you alone for a while and things got a little better. And then that episode with Cats and Blackbread happened, and I was like, okay, so this is still a problem for real problem. And I'm just trying to stay on top of it.
Honestly, I don't even remember all the problems before, but like we're fine. It's not that big of a deal. You just don't like putting out imperfections. That's all.
Well, first of all, yeah, if we can avoid them, which we should be doing all we can to avoid them, because it's a bad show. If sometimes it just dies and we can't hear each other.
Yeah, but there's the power of editing to where you can make it because like you realize that if we go back to video only, it's still going to happen.
Audio only.
Audio if
Video only would just be like
we'll put we'll put captions on.
yeah, it's like a silent film.
It's like I say something and the screen goes black and it says the words and then it
And
switches
that's
over
the
to
tag.
you.
We're in black and white.
Like you realize that
Welcome to
like
the Detour Ahead Vaudeville Act.
the problems will always be there, but like the problems are manageable. I think can fix them myself.
Okay.
Besides, we've had plenty of fuck ups on this show.
But I like to try to not have those, is the goal.
Why do you care so much about this show?
Because it's good.
Is it?
Are we doing this now?
Is it that good
Is this
though?
where we're going? Is the show over? Is this it?
I'm not gonna kill the show.
Is this worth it? Actually, is that the conversation we're having?
If I kill the show, then I gotta go. Then I gotta go back to like making YouTube content, and I don't want to do that.
So the show still exists because you're too lazy to do a YouTube.
No, I like doing the show. Don't fucking. I was joking, you cocksucker. We're not gonna kill the show. This is my baby. I created it from nothing. Not nothing. I created it from the corpses of 2 other podcasts, but sacrifices had to be made.
Well, okay. Well, I was about to say that. I mean, this show existed long before that second corpse, but the first corpse it was built upon.
It was built upon this first corpse, and the second corpse was sacrificed to make it stronger.
I still deeply resent you for that.
It's fine. I haven't consumed Dick Masterson anything. It's like probably since we killed I killed the show.
Are you just like done? You don't care anymore?
Probably. I'll go back to it eventually,
Wow.
but I mean, not
Wow.
anytime soon. Look, right
Wow.
now I am consumed by fucking Balatro. It's Balatro every day. I found a dude who streams every day, like Monday through Friday, and he starts right when I get off work. So I come home, load up the computer, turn on his Balatro stream, and just sit there mindlessly, just brain rot.
Mm-hmm.
So when I say I wasn't ready to do a show, it's because he was still streaming and I wanted to watch that and also play with Penguin.
Okay, I see.
But that's it. No games, no nothing. Occasionally
Alex was
I'll
like,
come
I
home
don't
and
want to
like,
do a show. I'm Alex.
look, I'm on brain rot right now because I don't have anything like super interesting that I want to like like watch or anything.
Yeah, there's gotta be something. There's so many things out there.
I mean, I'm working my way through Breaking Bad, but like I already know what happens. It's just something to watch before I go to bed.
Hmm.
I've been trying I forgot each episode is like almost 50 minutes. It's like 47 minutes or whatever. So I completely lost track of time earlier this week. And I was playing Balatro on my phone while Breaking Bad was on in the background, and all of a sudden I was using the episodes as like a time, like, you know what I mean? Like you watch a certain number of episodes so you know what time it is.
Yeah.
I was basing them on 30 minutes. So I'm like, oh, okay. So like 4 episodes, it's like 2 hours.
Yeah,
That'll take
Breaking
me to
Bad
like,
is it's a classic, 30-minute, fucking regular time amount of TV show, Breaking Bad.
look, I fucked it up and all of a sudden it was 1 in the morning and I'm like, shit, I have to be up in like 4 hours. So,
Oops.
oops.
Well, are we ready for what's going to become the next My Name is Earl, where I harassed Alex for 8 months to watch it? I know the answer is no, unless I'm forgetting, and you did say that you watched this. Have you seen The Ted Show?
It's on my it's on my list.
You gotta watch The Ted Show, dude. You gotta watch The Ted Show. I went into it expecting to make fun of it. Like I'm like, okay, the Ted movies I don't remember being that good. They were kind of like funny, but Seth MacFarlane. I've seen a Family Guy. I know the type of humor that exists in his universe. I'm sure this show is gonna be kind of cringe. I watched it. It was like shockingly funny. It was so good.
Well,
I
yeah, I
w-
know it's
I
good.
was
I've
I,
seen
I
TikTok
was
clips.
mouth agape at how fucking amazing this was, and the fact that Seth MacFarlane made it in 2023 or whatever it came out.
I actually have another show that Gage recommended.
What was it?
Oh, let me pull it up real quick. Do 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 do. It's like a zombie type thing. Um, it's called From. Uh,
From.
Unravel the mystery of a nightmarish town in Middle America that traps all who enter. As the unwilling residents fight to keep a sense of normalcy and search for a way out, they must also survive the threats of the surrounding forest, including the terrifying creatures that come out when the sun goes down. So it's like a
Mm,
zombie Silent Hill show.
that's interesting.
Silent Hill being they're trapped in a town. I don't know how much else is like involved, but like they have 3 seasons and that's probably next on my list after Breaking Bad.
Okay, okay.
I think I'm on season 3 of Breaking Bad. You
And
know
then
what?
if you what were your feelings on My Name Is Earl overall? I guess you finished it since last we spoke. So,
It was good. It was a very good show. I probably won't rewatch it until for like a while, but it was a very good show.
okay. Yeah, I know it was you now have to join us all in the torture chamber. That is the fact that that show ended on a cliffhanger. And
It's
I'm
not even
sorry for
that like
that.
big of a cliffhanger. Really all I'm doing is just completely blocking that last episode out.
But for me, it hurts because I really liked that episode, which is what I said to you when we talked about it. Like, if it had a part two, that would be a great part one. Like, I liked seeing like the town turn against Earl because they had to, and like seeing Chucky's influence. Was it Chuck? No, Chubby. Why did I call him Chucky? Little Chubby's influence. Obviously, Norm Macdonald is a genius, so that character coming back was good. And I think it was like a fun little episode. It was a great part one for a part two we never got, and that's part of the tragedy.
I mean, yeah, I just choose not to remember that.
Because all the multi-parters are always like top notch on My Name Is Earl. Like I can't think of a single one that was not like one of the best episodes of the show. The one where the Catalina gets deported and they go to Mexico. The Estrada Arnada episode. I'm trying to think of the other ones. There were a couple more. Was it was the Billy one a two-parter at the end? Camdenites? I'm pretty sure
Yeah,
it
I'm pretty sure
was.
that was a two-parter. I think that's probably like my favorite part of the
And then
show.
the beginning of season 3 was also a two-parter. The My Name Is Inmate whatever.
I think him being in jail was the best like I guess you could call it saga.
I really liked the jail saga. I had a conversation. I'm calling it a conversation is generous. A couple message interaction with Monkey Jones about this because he also likes this show. Did not discover it from him, by the way. I know that's what like the internet will assume because I'm a little puppy who just follows what all my favorite internet creators do. But I knew about My Name Is Earl before Monkey Jones. Let the record show. But regardless, we were talking about it, and he had said previously that season 3 was bad. I went in his Discord and I'm like, I know you said this years ago on a Let's Play, but you said the season 3 of My Name Is Earl was bad. And I think it was good. And he was like, it wasn't that it wasn't funny, it was that it was weird and it probably turned viewers off, and that's why the show got canceled prematurely. And I was like, maybe that's a good point, unfortunately. People kind of get turned off when the status quo changes too much. Like they're kind of like TV watching drones where it's like, oh, the thing has changed. I don't want this anymore. And they shut it off. So I could see that line of logic. But I think season 3 is really good.
I mean, that's what happens with a lot of remakes though. Like you look at the Ben 10 remake and like a lot of the OG Ben 10 fans are probably just like, "No, I'm good. Fuck this." I
Well, I
think a
mean,
better example would be Teen Titans Go. A lot of people were pissed about Teen Titans Go.
Teen Titans Go is kind of something where like you kind of have to grow up. Like that's the test of whether you've truly grown up. Is like you're allowed to not like a thing, but you at the very least have to go. Okay, we were all ganging up on Teen Titans Go, and there was obviously a bias to it because Teen Titans Go, even
Teen
if it's not
Titan
your
well,
thing,
Teen
it's
Titans
not
Go
as
was the
horrible as
first
they made it
in
out to be.
was the first instance of a like beloved show getting remade into a children's show.
Yeah,
Like it was the first instance. Like original Teen Titans was amazing,
that
and
one's
then
on
you
my
sit
list. I
like,
have not seen it actually beyond like a couple episodes on Cartoon Network as a kid. It wasn't my thing.
but like you look at that, and a lot of the '90s and early 2000s kids grew up watching that show. So for them to bring it back and like really dumb it down for the next generation, it pissed a lot of people off. Like the Ben 10 show, people were just numb to it at that point, but Teen Titans Go was the first one that they have like that they did. As far like I might be missing one, but I'm pretty sure that was the big one where
I
they
think
like took a chance.
The Ben 10 show, from what I've seen, isn't even that bad. I think it just it stings Ben 10 fans because like it's like, why is it a reboot? Because it was only like 3 years. I've been getting a lot of phlegminess going on lately. There's only been there was only like 3 years between the last season of the original Ben 10 continuity and the reboot, and everybody was just waiting for the next season of Ben 10. And then they're like, "It's a reboot," and we're like, "Why though?" We've watched Ben grow and develop and want to see his next steps, and now he is a kid again, and everything is different and it's animated like one of those like goofy, shitty Cartoon Network shows.
I will say the only
Um,
one that like exactly what you said, it's like a remake where he's dumber. The only thing to like escape that is Pokemon. Pokemon could have put the 10-year-old Ash who forgets how to Pokemon every single generation for the rest of eternity, and I think that they would still get the same amount of viewers every single year.
no, and they should. I think they should be doing that. I'm still mad
I
about Ash.
don't really care. I like
I
Liko
don't
and
think he has
Roy.
to forget about Pokemon. I think they can achieve a balance with that, and I think they have been achieving a balance with that. I think really
X
the
and
only
Y
time they
was the
faltered
last
on.
one where like he was getting older, and then they're like, whoa, 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 he's getting too old. He looks like a teenager. Dumb him
He
down.
wasn't
Send him
getting
back to
older, but
school.
he wasn't getting older ever, but like he was still developing as a character. And I also see that continue to happen. Like
But I mean,
I know
they
I
did
was
develop him as a character though. In Journey, what was it?
That's what
Journeys?
I'm saying. Yes, and I think there's a way to strike a balance, and I think they're pretty good at it. I think Black and White was really their one trip up, and even that I think was course corrected. Like I think the Black and White anime overall is still good, and I think just the whole anime with Ash is great, and I miss Ash,
Have
and
you
I would
even
have liked to
like
see Ash go to Paldea.
have you even like given Horizons a chance at all, or no? Or are you one of those like stonewallers who refuse to watch it?
I'm I'm not stonewalling it. I am like the wound is still fresh. So I'm kind of avoiding it, but I'm not unwilling to watch it, and I will watch it
I
eventually.
think you should at least give it a try. Liko is a very cute character. Her and her Sprigatito. Roy and his Fuecoco are great. Like the whole cast is great. I love every single one of them, and I need to continue watching it.
I did see a like 1 second clip today that made me laugh, where I don't know who the girl is or if she's important at all. But there's a Charizard and a Fuecoco, and the Charizard starts doing a flamethrower, and the Fuecoco is like, "I'll go too," and then he like runs up the Charizard's neck, like sits on his head, and then just goes and no fire even comes out, and this chick's just like, "Great job, Fuecoco," or like, "Thank you, Fuecoco."
She's part of the main cast. I love her. I don't remember her name, but I think she's Penguin's favorite character.
Fuecoco's like, "I'll help." Ah.
It's just it's not it's a nice fresh face for Pokemon for them to take a brand new cast with people who've never done Pokemon ever, like with people in the anime who've are literal fresh trainers who have no idea what they're doing and just send them out into the world for a brand new adventure. Like you get to actually like as you're watching the anime, you grow with the characters.
I guess I'm interested to see how it goes. I know I remember when the fans were theorizing. I'm kind of surprised they went like whole hog and just made up some new kids. A lot of people were theorizing they were gonna like do a passing of the torch thing and that like Go was gonna be the main character after Horizons. Um, no, not Horizons. Fucking Journeys. That's the one.
See, the one thing that I'm still trying to figure out is like the one thing that they have not revealed, and I don't think they ever will, is the timeline with respects to the Ash Pokemon universe.
I feel like they kind of have to do it eventually.
Maybe eventually, like they'll probably be like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna go to Alola." You know, the first ever champion of Alola was Ash, or something like that. Like just a little nod. I don't think they ever will. I think this is they're done with Ash Ketchum.
Man, I gotta watch through the whole Sun and Moon anime because like a lot of the modern anime I've kind of consumed through like clips. And like I was not familiar with Sun and Moon's game. I was talking mad shit when that first came out because I was not a fan of the art style change. I was not a fan of like taking the kind of focus away from it being like a Pokemon Master journey because like for a while it was just Ash is in school now. I guess if it does he eventually do the trials or is the Pokemon League just like one tournament that he does?
I only watched bits and pieces.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know like it started and Ash was kind of like in school and hanging out, and I was just like, man, I don't know, but like the way they've like built it up so that Alola has become like a real second home for Ash, and I've seen like a lot of clips of his dynamic with like all the people there and just like the region and culture in general, and like I gotta watch that show because like they did right by his character in a lot of ways.
It
And
very much
it was very thematically appropriate that he got his first champion win there because like it's become like a second home to him.
yeah.
And then he became the world champion. He didn't use any of his old Pokemon to do it, and that's still a sore spot, but you know, it's still cool that he did it.
Yeah, I never watched
I'll have to
Journeys.
watch more I'll have to watch more journeys to see if I care about that team and see if
I never
it's
watched
okay that they're the
Journeys at
world
all.
champion
So,
teams. I watched like the first couple episodes and it was really good, but I fall off. There's so much to watch, Alex. I fall off of things all the time.
I know.
Yeah, I know you know. I'm sorry about Demon Slayer. Maybe someday I'll get back.
Oh, I don't give a shit about Demon Slayer. You could never watch that ever again. I don't care anymore. To be completely honest,
Stop not caring.
I forgot
Stop.
about it until you just brought it up. Had you not brought it up, I would have never said anything ever again. I'm not even caught up on Demon Slayer. I'm like 2 or 3 seasons behind. I don't even care. I don't care about Demon Slayer anymore. I just like the one character. That's all I care for at this point. I like the
I
one
start
character. It's okay.
I started my MCU binge, although I've kind of dropped it a little bit now because I'm back on Power Rangers, but I'm sure I'll pick it back up. I watched like 5 Marvel movies I've never watched before, that those being the first 5 Marvel movies. Basically, I've seen all of Phase 1 except for Avengers, which I've already seen anyway. So now I've seen all of Phase 1 of Marvel, and my intent is to watch all of the films in order. I'm gonna rewatch Avengers too, to be clear. I haven't seen it in years, but I'm gonna watch the whole MCU in order, including all the TV shows and shit. We'll see how far I get.
I will say the best
Uh,
TV show has got to be Loki. I loved
okay,
Loki's season 2.
okay. I've heard varying things about Loki.
A lot of people think it should have been a movie, but I'm like, yeah, they were trying something new with the TV shows after Endgame. TV shows are a
I
lot
think Miss
easier to
Marvel was really
produce.
cool. I didn't finish it because I don't finish a lot of things, but I saw like half of it and it was like really cool. And I think the actress they picked is really good, and she's like a genuine like Marvel fan. So like she just like fits in the world really well, and good show. I recommend Miss Marvel.
I stopped watching after a while. It's too much. Like there's just too much, and I don't have that much of an interest in it.
I will say a sleeper hit that I ran into that I hadn't seen because, like I said, I've only seen like a handful of MCU movies. Most of these Phase One movies I was watching for the first time. I had only seen Avengers from Phase One. And Captain America, great fucking movie. The first Captain America film, good stuff. I was a big fan of that. I always liked Captain America. And seeing his origin has like multiplied that by like 1,000. Like I love the film. I love his like spirit, a desire to fight for what's right. Very good movie. Captain America: The First Avenger. I'm excited for Winter Soldier when I get there because I've heard that one is really
Are
good.
you watching in release order or chronological order?
Release,
Why?
because that's the order that people consumed it in when it came out, so it's the order that it goes.
I mean, you could also do chronological orders so you can see what's going on in the universe as the universe gets built.
Well, but the depends on what you define as the universe getting built. The universe getting built in the inside or the universe getting built on the outside. And that's kind of what I'm more interested in, is
Oh,
seeing how it develops over time.
that's gay.
I mean, that the story was designed to be consumed that way, so it's not like there's any sort of confusion that lies.
I mean, there is confusion, though. Like, there's a huge plot point that they've never fucking bothered to talk about at all.
Which plot point?
The giant Eternal in Eternals that's just on Earth. Like this big giant stone statue that reaches above the clouds. Because
Well,
at
I
the end of
am I
Eternals, they kill the thing that's emerging from
I am
Earth.
far away from Eternals, so
So they kill this thing, this giant humanoid thing that's emerging from Earth, probably like four times as big, right? So
hmm,
it's just there, and no other movie has ever talked about it ever at all.
interesting.
Yeah, I think
Man,
the new
I
Captain America might address it finally, but like
the new Captain America seems to be being used for a lot of cliffhangers because I found something out. I watched The Incredible Hulk,
which one?
which is part of the MCU, even though it's doesn't have the same actor. The one with Edward Norton is canon to the MCU.
Yeah,
They just recast him after that film.
because he
So
said fuck this, I'm not doing it anymore.
yeah. So I watched The Incredible Hulk, and there's like a cliffhanger in The Incredible Hulk where this like scientist guy has gamma goo dripping into his brain, and it seems like something crazy is gonna happen, and they just never address it. And I was like, okay, so there's only one Hulk movie. Do they ever address this? And I googled it. Turns out they address it in the new Captain America movie. Fucking 18 years later.
Hmm.
Not 18. That's too many. Like 15.
You're not talking about Abomination, are you?
No, not Abomination. He's like, okay, so Incredible Hulk, there's like this like weird scientist guy who helps Bruce because he like is interested in gamma energy. And then he helps create Abomination, and then he like falls and hits his head, and he has a head wound, and a bunch of gamma goo is dripping in his head wound, and they show that in Incredible Hulk, and then nothing ever comes of it. It's like it was setting up a sequel that never came.
Because they
And then
had
and then they
zero
and
direction. They did. I don't think they had Avengers planned at all.
yeah. So guy having the guy who had brain goo dripped into his head. They just never resolved that. He never shows up again until apparently Captain America: Brave New World in this the year of our Lord 2025.
I am
They
excited to see that.
finally
It does look
go
very,
back
very
to this
good.
character. Do you think it looks good? I've heard it's bad.
It looks interesting. It looks like an actual Avengers movie.
Okay.
Or not Avengers. It looks like a real Marvel, like a classic Marvel movie. Or at least what I'm hoping it is. Like a lot of the Marvel movies nowadays are like Quantum Mania was garbage. Um Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness was trash. It was
I don't
entertaining, but
know.
it didn't
I've
feel
heard
like
varying. I've heard varying things about
it
that
didn't
one.
feel like you watch Multiverse of Madness and Quantum Mania and then you go watch Iron Man 1, Hulk, and you're like that it's not the same. And it's
Hulk was
not
good, man.
nostalgia coping either, by the way. It's just
Everybody
two
told me
different
to.
breeds of like superhero movies.
Everybody told me to skip Hulk, and I don't know why. Because Hulk was good.
Hulk is just to see it's just for the origin story of Hulk. That's it. There's really no like I could easily sum up the movie by saying, "All right, I'm going to save you about an hour here. It's just based off of gamma radiation. He goes and fights Abomination who shows up multiple years later. Um
I
and
liked
that's
it.
pretty much it. It's
I
not
liked the
really super
characters.
it's not
I
really super
liked the
canon.
story. I mean, it is canon.
It's not super canon though. Like
the
you watch
The only
like
part not
nothing
canon
from the
about it is
movie
that it.
ever gets brought up again. It's literally just a Hulk
Yeah.
movie.
Like a lot of it doesn't factor, but like it does get brought up later in the universe. It's canon. Like the Abomination comes back in She-Hulk. Apparently, this scientist guy comes back in this new Captain America movie.
Yeah, but
It is
She-Hulk was
canon.
trash. You don't need to watch She-Hulk. I'm
I'm gonna
telling you
watch
right
it when
now.
I get there.
The ending is so fucking dumb.
Or
They
maybe maybe I'll just re-listen to the Monkey podcast about it that I listened to without watching the show.
it's so bad. Like it's entertaining. Like you watch it and you're like, "Okay, okay." And then like the end you're just like, "Oh, the, fuck you."
From what I heard, the end is fucking legendary. Okay, when I heard
What?
Monkey describe what happened at the end of that, I'm like, that's fucking
What
hilarious.
did he say?
How fucking it just goes full meta, and She-Hulk is like fucking with the writers.
That's so
That's
dumb. That's not
no,
needed at
it's
all.
funny. The MCU's going downhill. They're self-aware.
I mean, the MCU is going downhill. I am excited for Doomsday though. I want to see what they do with that.
There seems to be a renaissance. I think they're doing better.
Now that Trump got rid of all the DEI, they're like, "Shit. What do we do? Bring back the bring the Black Captain America and give him his own movie. We're going to go back to our roots here."
It'd be funny if the movie ends with like a Bucky becoming Captain America after all. It's like, and white people always win, and they
Can you
rewrote it that
imagine?
way after
Can you
Trump got
imagine
elected.
a deleted scene is uh Donald Trump is president and he takes the shield away from Falcon and goes, "No, no, no," and hands it to fucking Bucky. He goes, "This is the true Captain America." And that's how the
He
movie
fits the
ends.
brand a lot better. It's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. He fits the brand a lot better. Can't say why.
I'd laugh if that's one of the scenes where they're just like, "Look, this is not canon. We thought this would be funny.
I will
Here
say,
you go."
I feel like this is probably a hot take, but I like every film I've seen so far. But to rank the origins, I kind of like Iron Man the least, and I feel like that's a hot take. I feel like a lot of people are into the first Iron Man pretty deeply. But if I rank, Iron Man, Incredible Hulk, Thor, Captain America, I think from bottom to top it goes uh probably Iron Man, Hulk, Thor, Captain America.
I feel like Iron Man's is like maybe I'm nostalgia coping here, but like Iron Man was the first one.
Yeah, I mean that definitely helps the mystique. But I think just like comparing them quality wise, I think Captain America: The First Avenger was like a 10 out of 10 for me. That had me like soy facing. I loved that film. And I also liked Thor a lot. Whereas Hulk and Iron Man I also liked, but like not to like hype levels really.
I've been waiting for you to hit me with the stupid computer problems again. And you're like, Tony Stark built this in a cave. Get a better computer. I do want to go and rewatch the MCU
I'm not Tony
again.
Stark, sir.
Like, I feel like you and I could do
I'm watching everything. I'm gonna see what happens.
You and I could probably do a 3-hour show on just reviewing Iron Man, like Captain America, the First Avenger, all the way up to Endgame. Like, we could probably go for hours. Not covering like each movie individually, just cover characters in general. But
I mean, I guess if you wanna start your marathon, and then we can talk about it on the show.
yeah, but I'll finish way before you though.
You're probably right, but I've got a lead on you.
Why am I getting over?
Because you're probably not willing to watch everything. Because I'm watching everything. Anything that's canon to the MCU, I'm watching it, including a particular show that I feel like is gonna make me quit because I've never heard anybody talk about it, so I feel like it can't be good. And it has like 9 million seasons.
What is it?
Agents of Shield.
That has nothing to do with the movies, by the way.
It's in the MCU though.
It is in the,
counts.
okay. So, all right, I have a list here. All right, I'll read the list.
I'm
to
watching
you.
everything.
I know. I'm gonna read my list to you.
Okay.
Captain America: The First Avenger. This is in chronological order, by the way.
I'm watching in release. If you want to do your own thing,
It's
then
It's very
weird,
like
but
1-to-1. It's except like Captain Marvel comes next.
yeah, it's 1-to-1, except you watch Captain Marvel second.
Iron Man, then Incredible Hulk. Those two are interchangeable, but you watch Iron Man, then Hulk, then Iron Man 2, then Thor, then the Avengers. And then you go to Iron Man 3, Thor Dark World, Winter Soldier, then you go to Guardians of the Galaxy.
You're missing the shorts, you're missing Agents of Shield. Yeah,
you realize how long this would fuck it. I add the series in later, but like Agents of Shield has nothing to do with any of the other movies.
I'm watching it.
That's fine. Everything. I don't care that you're watching it. I'm just saying this is my list. So you watch Guardians of the Galaxy. Technically, a lot of other like Age of Ultron and Guardians 2 happen at the same time. I just put Age of Ultron before Guardians 2, so you're not watching two Guardian movies back to back, so you can switch it up a little bit.
Yeah, it makes sense.
You got Ant-Man, then you got Civil War, then the Black Widow movie, which came out before Endgame? After? Black Widow came
after
out.
Endgame.
But Black Widow happens after Civil War. Then you watch Doctor Strange, Spider-Man Homecoming, Black Panther, Thor Ragnarok.
Got the Spider-Man Homecoming, best movie in the MCU. We'll see if that opinion changes, but I doubt it.
And then you watch Infinity War. Then you watch Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yeah.
Then you watch Endgame. And then here's where the MCU really fucking falls off here. You got to watch Loki, WandaVision, and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which are all series, but they're all canon and probably should have been movies. Then Spider-Man Far From Home, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, then Eternals, then No Way Home. Then you got to watch Hawkeye the series, Multiverse of Madness, She-Hulk series, Moon Knight series, Secret Invasion series. Then
I forgot they did Moon Knight.
Then Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Miss Marvel, Thor Love and Thunder, Quantumania, Guardians 3, and The Marvels. That's where I stopped keeping track.
Yeah, for years I've just watched them just like completely out of order whenever. I've seen the Spider-Man ones. I've seen the Captain Marvel ones.
It's not
I've
necessary.
seen
Like,
I've seen 3 out of 4 Avengers movies. Everyone except for Age of Ultron.
I really
I've
think,
seen.
like, honestly, after Endgame, if they never made another movie, they probably could have, like, it'd be like, you'd sell it as a fucking box set. But
They did sell it as a box set
did they?
through Endgame. Yeah.
I don't care. I'm just saying, like, Endgame is where I would usually stop. But,
Well,
like, they
no, because
continued
I'm
because
interested as well in that era.
I do need to look up and see what I'm missing, though.
I mean, I've heard good things about like some of that stuff. I know Miss Marvel's good because I've seen half of it and I really liked it. And she was good in Captain Marvel too. I know that I've heard good things about WandaVision.
WandaVision's pretty good. It's very entertaining.
I've heard bad things about fucking which one was I about to say that I've heard bad things about? Falcon and Winter Soldier is the one I've heard bad things about.
I mean, the chronological shit, like, there's I Am Groot season 1 and season 2 after Guardians 2. Like, if you want to go super deep into this, you watch Black
That's all.
Widow, and
That
then
stuff is on my list as well.
so you watch Civil War, then Black Widow, but then you view the post credit scene of Black Widow after Endgame. Like, there this um
No, I don't think my list gets goofy like that. I think because it's release order. So
let's see here. Oh, see, Agents of Shield isn't even on this list.
are the Netflix shows on this list? It's an incomplete list.
The Netflix shows, WandaVision, Falcon and
No,
the
no,
Winter
no,
Soldier.
no, no. Those are the Disney Plus shows. The Netflix shows are Daredevil and Jessica Jones and Iron Fist and The Defenders. You don't know about the MCU Netflix shows? They just brought back one of them on Disney Plus, the Daredevil one.
Are you gonna? Oh, are you gonna
Am I
watch all
gonna?
3 of the original Spider-Man movies?
Those are the. I'm only watching things that are in the real. That's like outside MCU.
No,
That's
but those are
alternate
canon now,
dimension.
though. Technically, alternate timeline canon.
I'm only counting it if it's like associated with Marvel Studios, which did not exist when the Spider-Man movies happened.
Yeah, but how are you gonna know why the other 2
Well, because I've
Spider-Man
seen
show
them
up?
already.
But yeah, but you got to rewatch it so you feel connected to the 2 new Spider-Man that show up in the movie.
Maybe I'll watch them
I'm telling,
before
like,
I watch No
you
Way
we could
Home.
go on and on about fucking semantics all day.
No, no, I've thought about this. I've considered. I'll like binge them before the relevant movie. Maybe if I feel like it. Like I might at least watch the Spider-Man movies I haven't seen yet before No Way Home, which are Spider-Man 3 and both of the Andrew Garfield ones I have not seen even once. I might just watch those soon, actually, particularly the Andrew Garfield ones that I do want to see. I might watch those at some point, and I might watch the X-Men movies before I rewatch Deadpool and Wolverine when I get there in this marathon.
Is Deadpool and Wolverine MCU yet?
It is.
How'd they tie it into the MCU?
The Loki stuff.
Hmm.
It ties back into that agency that is part of Loki.
Oh, the TVA.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very loose, but
They in the have you not seen Deadpool and Wolverine?
yes, I saw Deadpool and Wolverine.
You didn't know it was the MCU based on what you saw?
I feel like it could take it or leave it.
he he directly interacts with the MCU. He talks to Happy and tries to join the Avengers.
I could take it or leave it. Wasn't Iron Man in there, so or
It
Captain
was gonna
America.
be. It was gonna be. Did you know that? We
Yes,
got
I know
robbed.
that.
We got fucking robbed just for their stupid Doctor Doom reveal. I'm not even necessarily against that, but I am against them not letting Deadpool and Wolverine have a Tony Stark cameo because of it. That's fucked. I would have loved to see those two characters going at each other.
I do have to go and rewatch. I need to get caught up. That's what I gotta do. I don't need to rewatch. Like, I'll probably end up fucking rewatching everything because that's what happens. Is I'll stop watching MCU for a while, and then I'm like, well, there's like 4 new movies that I gotta go watch, so might as well just go and do the binge of everything and then watch them like a couple months down the road.
We'll see how far I get, but I'm fascinated by how rich of a tapestry this universe really is, and I wanna look over every crevice. I'm watching the shorts that come on the DVDs. I watched Coulson beat the shit out of some criminals trying to rob a gas station. It was pretty cool.
I still feel like chronological order would be best, but that's just me because I've seen everything already.
Maybe in future rewatches I'll try it that way, but I'm interested in how the products developed over real time.
We gotta go
I'm also
do
interested in the
butterfly
new.
effect.
We do. I'm also interested in the new DC universe that James
Yeah,
Gunn's cooking up over
I
there.
don't care about the DC.
Well, usually you don't care about the DC, but the fact that James Gunn is at the helm and the Guardians of the Galaxy movies are so revered, makes it interesting.
Are you gonna
Did
watch the
James Gunn
Christmas specials?
what Christmas specials?
There's Guardian Christmas specials.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I don't remember if I saw those on the list, but I'm sure they're on there. And if not, I'll watch them anyway. A lot of stuff going on in the MCU.
I would like to do a trilogy movie review, whether it's on here or on your movie review thing. I do want to like we each pick a trilogy, we go watch the movies and we cover it.
I do need more episodes for my movie review thing, so if you'll let me have it for my show, I'm willing to do it and do it soon.
I feel like a good trade-off is I pick one and we do it here and you pick one and we do it on your show.
Okay, I have to pick a trilogy.
A trilogy. Not Star Wars. We're not picking
I
Star
don't know. I
Wars.
don't know if I'm into a trilogy that I could think of that I would want to show you.
You want me to pull up my list here?
Because I can't convince you that the three Power Rangers movies are a trilogy because they're not. They're not connected at all.
You got Austin Powers, Maze Runner, Die Hard, Unbreakable, Split, and Glass, Twilight, Indiana Jones, Hunger Games. Well, Hunger Games aren't really a trilogy, at
No,
they're kind of
neither
a
is Indiana
trilogy.
Jones.
The
Well, I guess neither is
original.
Star Wars, but yeah, it's like you have an original trilogy and then
You
you
have the
have different
original
movies.
trilogy. I'm not talking about Crystal Skull or the new one where they go back in time. Butterfly Effect, Back to the Future. Back to the Future would probably be my choice.
I've only ever seen the first one.
The second one is great. I have not seen the third one, but I haven't been on a movie binge in a while, so once that starts up, I'll probably go watch a whole bunch of movies.
What is a trilogy of films?
You could technically
Hmm.
include Lion King.
Oh yeah.
It's a honorary trilogy. Lion King 1.5, and Lion King 2.
Isn't one and a half a prequel technically though?
Half. That's why it's 1.5. It gives Timon and Pumbaa's story,
Oh.
but it's like their origin story and then what they do throughout Lion King 1.
So it's like it's so it's a it starts as a prequel from Timon and Pumbaa's perspective, and then
That's
it
the
just
half
turns
part.
into Lion King 1 from Timon and Pumbaa's perspective.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could also go and watch Mufasa and then go watch Lion King 1, but that might be
I
fucked.
don't want to. The
There's plenty of trilogies. I want to go and rewatch all the Pokemon movies.
dude. So do I kind of. I've
But
thought
like
about that
the thing
before.
that's fucking stopping me is I cannot find the Zarude movie at all. The Jungle of One or whatever it's fucking called.
I'm sure I could find it on some sort of piracy website.
Secrets of the Jungle.
And by that I
I've
mean I'm
seen them
sure I can
all.
purchase it legally for both of us out of the kindness of my heart,
Let me see if my
and
Backwater
then we'll
website
watch
has
it.
it.
I started the Pokemon anime like a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago, and like I was like so enamored by the visuals. I was getting super into it, and then I just kind of super dropped it. And I should go back because I do want to kind of see the whole thing now that Ash's journey has concluded. See it from the beginning to the end.
Oh, I forgot about the Arceus Chronicles too.
That movie was mid as fuck. It was not very good.
Man, it bothers me that like they just decide like I can't find Pokemon Secrets of the Jungle anywhere.
Man, remember when Pokemon TV? I remember when Pokemon TV.
Isn't Pokemon TV still a thing?
No,
Weren't they bringing it back?
they're bringing it back in the form of a YouTube channel, but like that's gonna slowly build over time. For now, you can watch like I think most of the first season on there, and I think that's about it. Probably. I haven't checked in a while though, so maybe they're going crazy. I don't know.
Another good cinematic universe to go through is the Star Wars one, but that takes probably longer than the MCU.
You see, I've seen the original trilogy, and I didn't get the hype. Like they were okay films. I didn't
What?
dislike them, but I was not like blown away.
You're talking about the Luke Skywalker arc, right?
Correct.
You weren't blown away
I was
by
not.
that?
I was not blown away. They were just okay to me. My ranking of them is pretty much the opposite of what everybody's ranking of them is. I think that Empire Strikes Back is the worst one of the three.
Of course. Empire Strikes Back is the worst of the original 6.
You agree?
Yeah, I agree that Empire Strikes
Everybody
Back is the
loves
worst one
Empire
of
Strikes Back.
What?
Are you sure you're not thinking of Return of the Jedi, which people don't like and I do like?
Return of the Jedi is the best one of all.
I
Actually, it's
hope
the
you're thinking
second best. Revenge of the Sith is the best movie of all the
you're
Star Wars
saying a
movies.
prequel is the best Star Wars movie.
Revenge of the Sith, episode 3, it is the
Yeah,
best movie that they produced.
you think so?
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting because I've never heard anybody say one of the prequels was the best movie.
It's the only good prequel. The fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan is legendary. So much better than anything else.
Yeah, but no, usually everybody's so like like big on Empire Strikes Back because like that's like the Luke and Darth's first big battle. Everybody's all into that for whatever reason.
Who the fuck are you
Um,
talking to?
I don't know. I've always heard for the beginning of time. I never watched Star Wars. I was never into Star Wars. I heard a bunch of nerds talk about Star Wars, and they're always like Empire Strikes Back, Empire Strikes Back. The best one's Empire Strikes Back. And I watched the original trilogy. I'm like, Empire Strikes Back is kind of bad. Like it's not bad. Like they were all good, but it's the worst of the three. Like my problem with it is in the first two movies, at least, they did not have any sort of choreography to the lightsaber fights. I'm sorry to tell you, but it was just two men rubbing glow sticks together. Like they kind of figured it out in Return of the Jedi, but the first two it was just
You
men
realize
rubbing
why
glow
the
sticks
third this
together.
third episode, Revenge of the Sith, is so good. You know why, right?
Because they actually have a good lightsaber fight in it.
Because the actors, or because they got real sword training.
Good. Oh my god. Thank
Real
you.
sword train, like legitimate sword training to do the battles, which is why it is so much better than all the other movies.
I'm gonna have to see that then for sure, because everybody was hyping up the lightsaber fight in Empire Strikes Back, and it was just glow stick rubbing.
Because they
Return of
did
the Jedi
because it
was
was
kind of
made in the
okay.
fucking 70s.
I know. So
You
why are people
forget
so
that
into these fucking movies?
nostalgia cope.
How is it nostalgia for you? You weren't born until the fucking 90s.
I grew up watching Star Wars.
Yeah, you can grow up watching stuff. I'm making a goof. I grew up with Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and I was born 10 years after that show was done. So, which I teared up again today. Usually media getting tears out of me is hard to do, and it happened today. On an episode of Power Rangers. Really, it's kind of cheating because it's only because a real man died. Like it was an episode of Power Rangers Zeo called King for a Day. It's a two-parter where Tommy, the guy played by that guy who hung himself 2 years ago, the most legendary Power Ranger ever to exist, he gets brainwashed into thinking that he is the king of the Machine Empire. That's the bad guys, and the Machine Empire is the good guys actually, and the Power Rangers are the bad guys. And his friends have to like snap him out of it. And it's just a really well conducted two-parter. The Bulk and Skull, the side characters get like a really cool like side arc, and then like the ending is really emotional because it's the ending you're expecting to this sort of story, a power of friendship thing, where his friends like they take off their Power Ranger suits and they're like, "Look at us, we're your friends." The Pink Ranger like hugs him, even though he's about to like murder them with guns. She hugs him, and like they they get through to him, and then he turns around and he leads his team again, and he's like, "I'm not falling for this shit anymore. I'm leaving with my friends." And I was like, oh, Tommy, why are you dead in real life? I need more of this." It was very emotional. Very good episode. Power Rangers Zeo has been extremely good. I used to say it was my favorite season, and it was one of my points of guilt that I had never actually watched it from beginning to end because I hadn't watched most of Power Rangers from beginning to end because I'd only caught it on TV, so it's all like out of order reruns and shit. But I've been on my binge, and I kind of saved Zeo for close to last, and it's been a ride. And I don't think it's my favorite season. Alex is sighing because I'm talking about something I like that he
No,
doesn't
no,
care
no.
about.
Give me exactly 60 seconds and I'll tell you why.
Okay, I'll give you exactly 60
Keep going.
seconds.
I'll cut you off in a minute.
Okay, why are we hitting exactly 1 hour and then you're gonna be like, hey, da, 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 da.
Just keep
Is that the
going.
bit?
Just keep going. You got
Okay.
50 seconds. You're on the clock now.
Yeah, okay. I know how this bit ends. But yeah, Zeo, I don't think it's my favorite season. Like, Dino Thunder and RPM are really good, and I don't think it can topple that. But it's been extremely solid, and King for a Day might be one of my favorite episodes of Power Rangers ever. So high recommendations all around. Power Rangers is good, y'all. You think it's a lie, but it's a truth. Sometimes it's terrible. That's how children's shows work. Because sometimes they forget what a plot is, and they kind of just fuck around. You know how, much like Ladybug does, from what I'm told. That's an apt analogy. It's just like sometimes they're like, "What is a
Yeah.
writing?
I
What is an ongoing plot?"
Hey Riley,
Yeah, go ahead and do your bit.
welcome to Detour Ahead, everybody.
What do you mean?
We didn't introduce the show.
We didn't. Fuck.
So I said I was gonna do it at an hour in. We forgot to introduce the show.
Oh, okay. Well, welcome to Detour Ahead, everybody. What a great cold open that was.
Does that mean we have to go for another hour?
Yes.
Um, I'm running out of steam.
Someday I have to someday I have to railroad you into some sort of bet that forces you to watch Power Rangers. Somehow I have to
No,
imagineer this
look,
into
I
existence.
can't. I don't find it interesting at all.
I bet you would.
And
though.
this is
You
not
don't
a
even
My Name
you,
is Earl
you haven't even seen
situation
it.
where like I'll pick it up eventually. It's
You haven't even. You don't even know. You haven't even tried.
it seems silly.
A couple of them are good. Like maybe not the whole thing is your speed, but the thing about Power Rangers is that after a certain point, it becomes every season is kind of its own self-contained show, and some of them are really good. Like Power Rangers Time Force, genuinely a exquisite season of television. Like there's always some Power Rangers goofiness present, but like there are those seasons that are like just extremely solid. Like Power Rangers RPM, that one is like I don't know who they hired that particular season, but it turns the whole thing on its head. Like the writing is like ridiculously good as compared to the rest of Power Rangers. The characters, the actors, they got actual good actors that are really good.
You know, I think
Fucking
we're
Rose
gearing up.
MacGyver, who's in real movies.
I think we're gearing up for another biggest demon slayer in the universe episode.
Where I make you watch like 4 episodes of Power Rangers and you make me watch 4 episodes of something else.
Mm-hmm. That sounds about right.
What are we thinking? What I
I
gotta pick
don't
a season of Power
see.
Rangers. What do you want to make me watch?
I don't know. That's the thing. I only thought of this because you want me to watch Power Rangers, and this is the perfect way for me to completely get out of it. Of you ever asking me to continue it again. I don't
Trying
have
to
a
think of
show.
what is a good season to pick. There's so many good ones.
I need to find something that like I gotta find
What are
like
the
I'd have to find
candidates?
something that you would never fucking watch.
There's Time Force is a good one. Lightspeed Rescue is a good one, but it's like what I'm trying to think of which one grabs you the most within the first 4 episodes. Definitely not Mighty Morphin because that's an intense time sink, and I don't think 4 episodes are gonna convince you. Um, I'm kind of stuck between Time Force and Lightspeed Rescue. It's probably gonna be one of those two, or maybe RPM. One of those three. I gotta do a think.
Ooh, I forgot about this show.
Maybe I'll go into
I'm still
my
pissed that
watch
they fucking canceled this show. So very upset that they canceled this show. Maybe that'll be the one.
my ooh what show?
Shadowhunters.
What is that? What happens in that?
It's about it's a teen drama. Like if you put Twilight, removed all the petty little love drama and made it about like adventure with angels and demons. I have you probably don't remember on the shelf. I have the entire book set of it. All of
Okay,
it. It's the only like legitimate series that I went from start to finish.
interesting. Shadowhunters.
But I don't know if that's not my pick. That's not I'm not I'm not declaring
You're
that. I'm
now
not locking that
not
in
locking it in. Not locking it in.
because there's also that's tough. I don't know.
Hmm. This is good though. This is a good idea.
I could probably hold a better conversation over this one anime on Netflix. So I think I'll lock mine in.
What is it?
It's called BNA.
What is it?
It's about it's about a bunch of furries.
Wait a minute. Is this Beastars or whatever the fuck?
No,
Okay.
no, and it's not Beastars. It's a completely different universe, completely
Okay.
different show. Girl gets turned into like a raccoon girl, or you got this raccoon girl, and she heads to like the the animal people city, and then like goes on like an adventure and shit to figure out what's going on and why she was turned into an animal person.
Okay, so how many episodes are we talking about? I know last time we did 4. Are we sticking with that? Are you willing to go up? I'll do however many, because I want to force you to do as much Power Rangers as possible. So however much of this you want to force me into, I'm open to.
I'm tempted to make you watch the whole thing.
How many episodes is it?
12 episodes.
Okay, well that sucks for me, because the shortest thing that I could potentially be showing you is 32 episodes. So
So I'd watch half.
you'd watch 16 episodes for my 12?
No, I'd watch 12.
Well, that's not half.
It's a 1-to-1, not one
Well,
to one and
I
a
know, but
half.
you said half
I
though.
misheard you. Look, we'll talk about this. We'll figure this out.
Hold on. Okay, so 12 episodes. Let me look because I want to lock mine in. So, assuming I'm showing you 12 episodes, I'm trying to figure out what happens in the first 12 episodes of each of the seasons I'm showing you and
I'm
which one
trying to
could
find a
sell
show
itself.
that
I thought you picked BNA, or you're not locking that in
no, I'm not
actually.
locking it in because whatever I pick for you is going to stop me from watching whatever I'm currently watching and then have me go watch that whole show. Would you watch a show about a girl with a big scissor blade who basically loses her clothes every episode? Huge fan service anime.
I've seen the show you're
What
describing.
is it
I've
called?
seen it. It's called
Asshole.
Kill a Kill.
Oh, you've seen it
I've
before.
not. No, I haven't watched it like in any sort of order. I've caught it on Adult Swim when I was a kid. So I'm familiar with the general concepts. Okay, so for Lightspeed, it would be through the Titanium Ranger arc. Not bad. That kind of lines up well, that it ends right there. How about Power Rangers? Time Force? Kind of in the middle of stuff. No Eric yet. Okay, so 12 episodes would be kind of awkward for Time Force. Power Rangers. RPM.
Find one that has the best first 4 episodes. I have something that I'm gonna lock in.
Oh, okay. You're taking me down from 12 to 4, you bitch.
I'm taking you down to from 12 to 4, I'm assuming.
You can give me a little more than 4. Come on now. You were selling me on 12, and I'm over here doing research with 12 in my head.
All right, we'll do 12.
Okay.
We'll do 12. I'm going to make you watch
What show am
Promise
I watching?
Neverland.
Promise Neverland. What's that about?
Uh it's an anime about a bunch of kids. I really can't say anything more than that because it gives away like a huge plot point, and I need you to just like go in blind.
Hmm. Okay. Understandable. Okay, a lot of the good stuff in the first 12. Okay. Hmm. I feel like you'll probably vibe better with RPM. I'm gonna lock in RPM. You have to watch the first 12 episodes of Power Rangers RPM.
Okay, here's surrounded by a forest and a gated entrance, the Gracefield house is inhabited by orphans, happily living together as one big family, looked after by their quote unquote mom, Isabella. Although they are required to take tests daily, the children are free to spend their time as they see fit, usually playing outside as long as they do not venture too far from the orphanage, a rule they are expected to follow no matter what. However, all good times must come to an end, as every few months a child is adopted and sent to live with their new family, never to be heard from again.
Interesting.
I am leaving out very key points in this description. Specifically, I need. Okay, I'm locking that in.
I'm gonna start watching this shit soon. This is gonna be real. Okay. And you're gonna watch Power Rangers RPM. You read me a little synopsis, so I'll read you a little synopsis.
Let me
Uh,
hold on.
what-
Let me see if I can actually like watch this shit without going to some backwater garbage site.
it's literally it's free on YouTube. If you have an ad blocker, you
I
can
don't
literally
have
just
an
watch
ad
it on
blocker.
YouTube. Shit. You don't use Brave? Come on now.
Brave.
Yeah, it's a web browser, built-in ad blocker. Pretty good.
I have original ad blocker from like 4 years ago or like 10 years ago.
I imagine it doesn't work on YouTube anymore if it's that archaic.
No, it does not. It was the Chrome extension one that was just ad blocker.
You know,
It
I would
works
I would
everywhere
recommend
else.
Brave. But regardless, if you are willing to deal with ads, it's on YouTube and Tubi for free. If not, maybe it's on your website. We'll see.
Send me a link.
Send you a link on YouTube.
Sure. Is
Okay.
Promised Land Neverland on Netflix?
Bikini State University.
We're gonna have a little preview of Plankton the movie from Netflix because I had to press something. Do you have Netflix?
I do. Does your site really not have Power Rangers? Did you look?
The Backwater one?
Yeah, the one that you usually use.
It does not.
Really? That's weird.
Not Pormist. Excuse me. I know how to spell. Promised. Fuck, it's not on here. They must have taken it off. Shit.
Promise to Neverland, you said it's called?
Yeah. I could have swore it was on fucking Netflix.
Ooh, it looks like it might be on Hulu. Let me make sure. Because sometimes Google is outdated. I don't care about the subscriber agreement.
Available on
Promise.
Crunchyroll, YouTube TV,
The
Disney
Promised
Plus.
Neverland. Here it is.
It's on Hulu.
Why are there already episodes watched of this? Did Demigloom watch this on my fucking profile?
Why is the oh, that's a different Promise Neverland.
I think Demigloom watched the show on my profile. I'll have to ask her how she feels about it.
Don't. I need you to go in blind.
I'm not gonna ask her to spoil the plot. I was just gonna ask her how she felt about it. But yeah, I'll watch 12 episodes of that, and you're gonna watch 12 episodes of Power Rangers RPM. Which, let me pull the synopsis back up now that I'm done researching where to find this fucking Neverland shit. All right, here we go. I gotta do my best in a world, like my best trailer voice. In the not so distant future, the mysterious and sinister I've already fucked up. The mysterious and sinister. Why can't I read? I can't even read the
Just
sentences.
read
Hold
it
on.
like a normal human being.
I'm trying to even read it. In the not so distant future, the mysterious and sinister Venjix computer network is attempting to conquer and lay ruin to the entire planet. Mankind has retreated into environmentally shielded domed cities to protect against the pollution and machines unleashed by Venjix. In the shining city of Corinth, an elite force of rangers must learn to drive and operate an arsenal of radically advanced biotech vehicles in order to battle the attacking machine army bent on world domination.
This seems
So
silly.
it's a post-apocalyptic Power Rangers show. It's silly in a good way. It kind of leans into the silliness, and turns it into something that is both like a serious and emotional story and like a self-aware kind of like comedy show at the same time. Like something akin to like maybe like a Ben 10, like where it's like it's kind of like a self-aware jokey show half the time, but it's also like telling like a genuinely like gripping emotional narrative. It strikes a really good balance.
All right. I'm gonna task you with some homework for the show before we wrap up.
Okay.
You have now until we go and record and put out the episode. Not this one. Until we go and reconvene on the Promised Neverland and Power Rangers to come up with a catchy title for the name of the episode. Biggest demon slayer in the universe is very catchy. So I'm not
I don't think it's
expecting you to
possible
beat
here.
it.
Maybe promised RPM. Same syllable count, kind of fits.
I was thinking more along the lines of Promise Never Rangers, but that's the only one I came up with. But that has too much of one show and not enough of the other.
We'll workshop it.
Neverland Rangers.
Maybe. Ooh, okay.
You'll workshop it. You'll figure it out. But that's your homework because you came up with the first one last time. I came up with the idea.
There you go. Now Alex is railroaded into watching 12 episodes of Power Rangers.
See, the funny thing is, you're railroaded into
I hope
watching
you
the
can
first.
find it somewhere else because I feel like they're pretty aggressive with the ads. Unless you just get Brave, which you should already have,
I don't want to. I don't want to get Brave.
is great.
Nah. I don't
Don't you
watch
want to
that
not
much
have ads on your YouTube?
I don't watch that much YouTube. I watch live streams and
On
Markiplier.
YouTube?
I don't get ads on live streams.
You get them at the beginning.
Not always. It's fine. I'll look into it.
I know they're aggressive with the ads, which is why because I feel like you're gonna hate the show because YouTube is feeding you so many ads.
I can separate ads from content.
Okay.
See, I've railroaded you into watching an entire series. series, basically.
How many episodes is it?
It's 12
Total?
episodes per season, but season 2 is trash, so there's no reason for you to watch it at all.
Okay. Was it? I thought it said more than 12. Let me look again. Was I looking at the right show?
Probably says
I hope so.
24 because it's accounting for 2 seasons.
But there was 2 seasons. I thought they were both more than 12. But let me make sure I'm not
Let me make
retarded,
sure
which I
that I'm
probably
not
am.
having you. I'm looking
Oh
specifically.
no, because it's counting the sub and the dub as like separate episodes.
Just watch the
That's
dub.
why the
I'm not
counts
going to
are
be a piece
more.
of. I'm not going to be. Oh, you have to watch the sub in order to understand. It doesn't matter. It's a good dub.
I did actually turn a show off because it had too bad of a dub recently, which was shot. I'm not one to do that. It's happened 2 times in recent memory. It was when I tried to watch Digimon Tamers, which is a season that kind of eluded me as a kid, even though it's like one of the most popular ones. So I decided, let's give it a shot. I've been wanting to get back into Digimon. I'm kind of curious about Tamers, and the voice cast they hired for Tamers was bad, guys. Very bad. So I might watch that subbed at some point. As I may watch subbed at some point. There's a Power Rangers isekai as the kids are calling it. It's called the Red Ranger becomes an adventurer in another world or something like that. And it's been kind of trending and blowing up. And I started the first episode of that dubbed, and I was like, these voice actors are terrible.
The voice
So
actors on
so maybe
Promise
I'll watch
Neverland
that
are
show
good.
subbed.
Promise Neverland is good. Gage and I watched it together.
Okay, yeah, I'll check that out, and you can check out Power Rangers RPM.
Eventually.
Eventually, I'm ready to watch this shit like now.
I will get around to it. I don't want to
Oh
lock
my
this in for
fucking
next week,
god.
all right?
You bitch.
I want
You're
to do
gonna
Shrek the
fucking
musical next
jerk
week
me
so we
around
can
on
queue up
this.
another fucking.
I don't give a shit about Shrek. I give a shit about going to Neverland and going to fucking Corinth, baby. Okay? That's where I want to
I
go.
want to get back to the musicals so I can get new guests on the show.
We can just do those if we want to. Shrek can wait.
Nah, but I heard Shrek the musical's good though.
No, it is going to be good, but I'm saying we don't have to do it in order to do musicals with guests. So if you want to invite guests to do musicals,
Yeah, but we
you don't
have
have
a
to do
whole
Shrek first.
timeline here of the. We have a whole episode saying the next time we cover a musical, it'll be Shrek the musical.
You're right, but we're lying pieces of shit.
No, we're not. We are honest, hardworking Americans. This is Trump's
like every
America.
like every
We
time we've
don't
said see
lie.
you next week in the past 3 months.
I'm just gonna start saying "see you" whenever I upload the episode. Then,
Yeah.
how about that? I don't
Telling
even
so
check
many
this.
lies.
All right, I'm ready to get back to our Nuzlocke. Are you ready to get back to our Nuzlocke?
I don't think I am, but we can have that argument off air. Thank you for listening to Detour Head, everybody. Da 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 da. Alex, where can they find you?
linktr.ee/COLOCHU54. Is it
Whoa.
54? Is it just /Colochu? What's my link tree?
It's
Fuck, what's
in
my
the
fucking
description.
link
I don't know
tree?
what it is.
linktr.ee/COLOCHU. I don't think it's
It's just
54.
Kolochu? Just clean Kolochu?
I think it's just clean Colochu.
Okay, well, you know
How
where
do
to
I
go.
What's my fucking what's my
Just go to
goddamn
link.
fucking link
Just
tree?
Alex, just go to your website bar and type in linktr.ee/Kolochu and see where it goes.
linktr. Yeah, it's linktr.ee/COLOCHU. I don't know why there was a 54.
Okay.
Can I change the background so it's not just solid pink? Or am I
I
not allowed
think
to
you
do
can.
that?
I don't know how, but I'm pretty sure you can.
Anyway, you can find YouTube, TikTok that I haven't uploaded to. You can go check out stuff I've done on Spotify.
We
You
need
can
more
follow me on
TikToks.
Twitter.
TikToks.
There's
We gotta put ourselves out there on the TikTok.
we have a Patreon, patreon.com/detour ahead, DETOURAHEAD. Yeah, that's pretty much it on there.
Folks, if you go to linktr.ee/Riely Cinematic Universe, that's RIELY Cinematic Universe, YouTube channels, podcasts, all sorts of fucking crazy shit going on around there. It's gonna be cool. So many things. Particular shout out to my 2 shows that I do live every week. Except we didn't do the death stream this week because I didn't have internet yesterday. But usually every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern on the Riley and Friends YouTube channel, me and Brad the Bad 101 do the death stream, #death stream. Great show. We talk about politics and current events and all sorts of stuff. And we keep inviting Alex, and he keeps pie facing us. And we cry and we sob because our friend Alex won't do our show.
I can only do so much of Brad. Right.
Wow.
Look, Brad is great, but I can
I
only
think us
handle
three
so
is something.
I can only handle so much politics.
Well, we actually haven't talked politics in a while.
Yeah, I was getting to politics last week
A
though.
little bit, but we didn't actually talk about any like real political. We like made jokes where like Trump or Biden came up, but we didn't actually talk.
Yeah, but I'm not like big on talking about politics in the first place. I got to be in like the right mood to do it. Like I got to find out some shitty, like not shitty, some like funny controversial shit so I could talk about it. But like there's been nothing like interesting that I want to talk about.
Well, I don't like that you're one of those fucking politics guys because you're good at it, and I think me, you, and Brad have something dynamic wise.
We'll see. Anyway, thank you
On our
everybody so much
show,
for
you
listening
bitch.
to Detour Ahead.
And hold on, I wasn't done. You fucker.
You gotta stop. You gotta do less things, my guy.
I'm not plugging everything I'm doing. I'm just plugging 2 live shows, and I plugged one, and then you were like, "Thank you for listening." Fucking also, Saturday at noon. Although that time slot is changing, coming soon, but maybe one will happen tomorrow. We do the Trans Fat Experience. It's me. It's Demi Gloom. We talk about whatever. We have a good time. It's a good show. People like it. People listen. People are invested in the Trans Fat Experience, and we're working on bringing it back to you. That's on the Demi Gloom YouTube channel. So just make sure to subscribe to her and ring that bell so you know when the Trans Fat Experience is coming at you. Because that's a show you don't want to miss. It's good stuff. And that's it. Thanks for listening to the show.
We'll see you guys whenever
Now-
the episode gets uploaded.
Get out of here. Leave.